Persuasive Writing Language Devices, Part 2. Persuasive writing is writing that aims to convince the reader of an idea or an opinion, and often to take action. To be persuasive, we must make careful word choices. There are a number of language devices which allow us to be more persuasive. Part 1 covered these language devices. In this video, we will be looking at using evidence, repetition, adjectives and adverbs, and alliteration. Number 1. Using evidence. Evidence could include facts and figures, or even quotes from an expert. Take this excerpt from a letter that was written to persuade people to adopt a pet or give money to an animal shelter. According to the RSPCA, over 4,000 dogs are put down every year. The situation is worse for cats, with the figure almost 12,000. The use of evidence, in this example facts and figures, gives the writer's argument authority. The RSPCA is a recognised and trusted source, so by using evidence from the RSPCA, the writer makes their own argument more convincing. Number 2. Repetition. Repeating key words or phrases can be an effective persuasive technique. Let's go back to the same letter and look at a different passage. Many of these animals have no home, they have no food, they have no clean water. Can you see the repetition? It could have been written like this. Many of these animals have no home, food, or clean water. But the repetitive element of the first carries more of a punch. Number 3. Adjectives and adverbs. Writers can influence how readers feel by carefully selecting adjectives and adverbs. Look at another passage from the letter about animal shelters. Listen for the describing words. These poor animals have no home. They wander weakly, feeding on scraps and sleeping in the city's dirty, dangerous alleyways. How did you feel reading that? The author describes the animals using the adjective poor, and uses the adverb weakly to describe how they wander the streets. These language choices make us feel sorry for the animals. The author used the adjectives dirty and dangerous to describe the city's alleyways. These words make us feel like this is no place for animals. The author is working to influence how we feel. Number 4. Alliteration. Alliteration is when words beginning with the same sound are placed together. This is a language device often used in poetry. However, it's also an effective persuasive technique. Let's go back to the same passage from the animal shelter letter. Can you see any alliteration? The author wrote that the animals wander weakly, and the city's streets are dirty and dangerous. Alliteration brings emphasis to writing, and it can make key points memorable for the reader. Using evidence, repetition, adjectives and adverbs, and alliteration will help you to be more persuasive in your writing. EasyTeaching.net